Hi there, my name is Phil Ingram. I'm with Forest Computer Pals for Seniors, and this is one of my first presentations on the Windows operating system. Today we will be looking at FileExplorer, which is the Windows system for handling files. Let's get started. FileExplorer is a file management application used by Windows or by the Windows operating system to browse folders and files. It provides the graphical interface for a user to navigate around all the folders and files and to access the files stored in the computer. The main way to access the FileExplorer is in the FileExplorer icon down in the taskbar, and this is a taskbar at the very bottom, and you double click, double left click that, and it will FileExplorer will start up. I shall double click it again so it starts up in this window because I have two screens. Okay, and this is the FileExplorer. To understand a bit more about how to use the FileExplorer, you need to understand a little bit about the mouse, and you need to understand a little bit about mouse clicks. Okay, the standard mouse in Windows is a 2-button mouse with a scroll wheel. The left button and the right button, and that's the scroll wheel. The left button is the default mouse button, and it's usually used for the right-handed people. It's clicked with the index finger. I'll just close it down, and it's used to click, select or open an object on the computer, and an object might be any file, folder, application, any of these things down here, even pointers to to where the application is. These are shortcuts. Okay, it's also can be used to run an application. Like I can open up Photoshop by double clicking on this shortcut, and when I say double click, that's a double left mouse click, so you click it quickly twice. You can also drag and drop with the left mouse. I can click it and highlight it and move it around to another location and move it back, or I can left click and drag it and drop it into a folder, which is over here, which I'm not going to do anyway. The left clicking and holding down the button while you have text open, I can open up this, double click on this Windows application. I'll double click it again so you can see that, of course, it opened up in the other window. Let it open up in this one. Now I can left click, come down to somewhere, left click and hold down, and it opens up, highlights text. I can left click and highlight a bit more text, the whole thing, and then I can use the right click to do something with it, or I can hit the delete key to delete that text. It can also be used in a browser to highlight web addresses and so forth. Now the right click mouse, the right button, this button here, is used to give additional information or properties when clicked right. So if I highlight, hover over that and right click, it'll tell me the things I can do. I can open with Adobe Acrobat 11, I can do these other things. I can send it to via email, I can cut it, copy. These would be most of the things you'll do down here with it. Cut, copy, delete, rename, and or maybe even find out the properties. Okay, well, and that's just opening it, I left clicked it by mistake. Okay, so that's the right click button. If I want to move this to a folder, I can right click, just hover over it, right click, and move it to, say, this folder called Arena, hover over that, and then I could say copy here, move here, or cancel. Copy will just copy the folder, the file, or it could be another folder, into that folder, and leave the original out on where it was. The move will be like cutting it here and moving it here, and it'll disappear here. So if I move it, see, it's disappeared, and it'll be, I'll double click in here, and it'll be one of these ones down here. I'm not going to go hunting for it. So that's the click. So you understand some of the clicks. So we've gone through the clicks. Now the FileExplorer itself, if I double click on this pre-done image of it, this is what this outline here is FileExplorer, and it's opened up in the background. This is called a ribbon at the very top. Along here, you can see it's got a lot of things that you can do, a lot of options, a lot of things that you can do with some of the things that you've got highlighted. This is beneath that is the address bar. It shows you the path of where you currently are. This down here is a navigation plane on the left hand side beneath this bar here. It's the shows you the drives, and the folders that are in that drive. On the right hand side here is the files and folder listing. This shows you for the highlighted folder here, or the drive, it'll show you the folders and the drives and the files that are listed. Over here, if you have the preview pane turned on, you'll get additional information about the actual folder that's listed up here. It'll give you the additional information. Okay, and you can turn it on up in the preview pane up in here in the ribbon. Down here is a status bar. You tend just to not have that much to do with it. And over here is the search, where you can actually search for particular files or folders, and you just type it in and it'll search wherever you want to do. Now you can expand down here on the in the navigation pane. Some of these have got greater than signs and a down arrow sign. The greater than sign means that there's going to be more folders listed in that particular drive or folder that you have that's highlighted. And when they've got the down arrow, that tells you they're the ones that's been expanded out. So you're expanding it out by putting on getting onto the down arrow. I'll close this and I'll open up FileExplorer, and we'll go through a few things with FileExplorer. Double click it, comes up by default. Well, you can have it coming up on where you like for by default. In my one, I have a Dropbox account, and I've got the Dropbox app, so Dropbox shows up as a separate entity in here. This PC is also the my computer, which includes the local hard drive, which is C:, and then I have another hard drive, internal hard drive, which is D:. There's C, there's D. Then I have a whole about 3 or 4 USB drives attached to it. One I use for working, which is a 3.5 inch 2 terabyte drive. Then I have a couple of other 5 terabyte drives that I use for backups, and I back up various things. But anyway, that's a separate issue. Separate thing. Okay, see, so if I click on, that's the greater than sign, and it just tells you that I've got other folders or drives in there. That was the end of part 1 of the File Explorer video. Don't forget to watch part 2.